Hi everybody, this is Professor B, as promised, coming in with your midweek update for modern British literature. So I want to remind you of your due date for tonight and your homework, but I also have a couple of updates. Not bad news, it should actually be good news in regard to my availability. It's not anything that impacts the course directly on a week-to-week level, but just a couple of pieces of news that I thought you should know. So first of all, we are finishing Manfred. Many of you have already taken the quiz. Thank you so much for that. I see you. I appreciate you. And that quiz is due by 11:59 p.m. tonight. You're just finishing up Acts 2 and 3. Again, I do not mind you using other resources to help you understand what happens in the play. I just need you to make sure you also do the reading itself and read the play directly, because some of the quiz questions tend to ask about quotes. The test will definitely be asking about the play directly. But that quiz is due tonight. And again, you were going to have a discussion post, but I moved it to the next unit because I was looking at, the fact that the reading was doubled, and I was like, that may be too much. So it's kind of hard to tell sometimes when you're used to teaching twice a week and then stepping back and adjusting to a weekly schedule of like what is too much, what is not enough. I think all online professors kind of struggle with that. So I wanted to tell you a couple things. Number one, you're going to see in this news update, and I'm also going to post it in the Getting Started section where the other documents are, a new office hour schedule, and it's a permanent office hour schedule, not just a piece of paper taped to my door, because I have been given another class. And sometimes that happens in academia. It's never expected, but we had a professor who was unable, for reasons that are unknown to me, to complete an additional Comp 1 class. It's a hybrid course. It's a late start, and it meets here on the Oak Ridge campus. Mondays and Wednesdays, 12:30 to 1:50. So I was the only person who had the flexibility in my schedule to take that. So my boss gave me that. And from here on out, I will be teaching that. So that actually means that my office hour schedule just became a lot more regular. It became a lot more set. So essentially, I don't have any office hours on Mondays, although I do come into campus to teach. And I don't have any office hours on Friday. But on the other days, I am here every day until 5:30 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'm actually here more. So the other thing I was going to tell you, speaking of being here more, is I think my mom, I don't think she minds me sharing this with you. Essentially, we've not figured out what is wrong with her. She's having these episodes that are basically mini heart attacks. Heart attacks, that sounded like a candy. Mini heart attack episodes that are very scary for her and make it, to where they interrupt, her ability to complete tasks that would normally not be a problem. So we still don't know what's happening, but she is at least settled enough now to where I don't have to go back and forth. I don't have to go back and forth between Rockwood and here anymore. And that was kind of what was making the beginning of the semester really sticky for me, was that I was having to sometimes come to class all the way from Rockwood and just pray that, there wasn't any construction issue or traffic issue or what have you. So I am now settled back into my house in Oak Ridge, where I have, and this is the key thing, by the way, regular internet access. My mom lives in a part of Rockwood that does not have that. No internet and no phone signal. She's right on the water. Mom's actually kind of almost in Ray County. So I am more solidly set here, and there shouldn't be any more, me taking 2 weeks to respond to a discussion post. And so I apologize for that. Some of y'all may not actually care. Some of you might just be like, I'm just doing the response because it was asked of me. I just want to get the points and move on with my life. Others of you, I know a couple in particular who have, and I've seen them, and I've loved them, but I haven't been able to respond, have really poured your heart into some, incredible commentary on the things that we've been doing, and it's not fair for them to have just sat there and not gotten responded to. I want you to know that that is not normally my vibe as a teacher. That is not who I am. I don't want you to just feel like you're kind of floating around in a vacuum, not being acknowledged, not being seen, and not being appreciated. I do think that, again, like I said last week, this platform is very limited in interaction. And I wish there were alternatives. I'll put it that way. I wish that there were viable, secure alternatives, or at least approved alternatives for ways that I could do this. But don't feel like you have to be a stranger if you ever need anything from me. If you are in the area at all, I would be happy to set up a meeting with you. If you ever just want to talk, if you ever have questions about the class or about anything, I would be happy to do some kind of a Zoom setup with you. I'm happy to just email with you. Just let me know, whatever works best for you, even outside of the discussion boards. Otherwise, this can be as independent as you want it to be. It's, it is a lot more distant, so it's totally fine if you just want to come in, take your quizzes, take your tests, do your projects, and then, you punch your ticket and you're good. But for those of you who like more interaction, I just wanted to let you know that more will be forthcoming now that I am back in my own house. So, if there's anything that you need from me at all, please don't hesitate to let me know. I've actually really only gotten a couple of emails. If you ever have issues with the quizzes, I mean technological issues, like if your internet times out, or God forbid, I don't even want to invoke this, but I've had it happen, like if a sibling or an animal knocks something over on your laptop when you're taking it, or there's a ton of things that can go wrong. Just reach out to me and let me know if the timer runs out for some reason that was out of your control. I'm happy to work with you on that. I did have one person, which was a very good question, ask about, do I allow a certain amount of quiz retakes? No, I don't, as a matter of course. Like, it's not in the syllabus that, like, oh, you get this many quiz retakes. But if something went wrong on your end and you need a retake, then I am happy to accommodate you. Like, if you had some kind of legitimate issue, you were stuck somewhere like Rockwood, and not to dog on Rockwood, I mean, it is good to be by the lake, but if you were stuck somewhere where you didn't have internet access or something, just feel free to talk to me. I'm happy to help. So, it's coming up on 8 minutes, so I'd better stop yapping. Never been my strong suit, but I am going to tomorrow post all of your stuff for the next unit, the next module of the class, but I'm also here if you have any questions about Manfred at all. Once you complete that, you're done with your drama. You're done with your theater experience for the class. So after that, we are going to be focusing a lot on poetry, but not in a scary way. I know people sometimes seize up when I say poetry. And talking about more about the Romantics, and then more about the Victorians. And, of course, we'll be doing Frankenstein, which, even if you've already done Frankenstein, it's always worth a second look, and I think it's one of the most important novels in the English language. So, anyway, I'll shut up. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I appreciate you and all of your hard work, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say about our next poets. Bye! Thank you for your attention.